I'm sorry, I'm literally trying to open up my windows so that there can be some light so you can see me. I'm still in my pajama bottoms. So you guys, some of you might think that I have all my you-know-what together and that I'm so organized and I'm so this and I'm so that because I have created six figures. But let me just tell you, I'm not. I'm so disorganized. I literally have not finished unpacking from my Provo trip. And before that, I still hadn't finished unpacking from Jamaica. And I'm about to start packing again to go to Mexico. So I'm probably going to leave that out. Actually a cruise and then Mexico, 2 weeks apart. Mexico was my success trip. And I feel like I'm always letting my, the day run me instead of me running the day. Like my goal is to the night before, and I did this last night. I time blocked my entire day. It's 10. This is the first thing that's on my time schedule that I'm actually getting done on time. Like, because I have it alarmed and I say I'm going to do it every Tuesday, Thursday. And so it gets done, right? So I had my whole night blocked out. We were on a team call last night once I got off that call, I wrote down everything on my time block. I am working on that productivity planner to get to you guys because a lot of people have said they want it. I'm just making sure I work out the kinks. I like to use a planner for a while. I'm a big planner snob. I couldn't find one that I liked, so I finally made one for myself. So I'm still working out the kinks. I'm thinking maybe for Valentine's Day. That'll be my gift to you guys, is to give you the Canva document and then you can edit it however you want. But I literally time blocked for the day and I still haven't brushed my teeth. I haven't taken a shower. I just put on a new shirt because my other shirt had a stain on it. Like, I don't even have small kids. I don't know what my freaking problem is. I haven't made my bed. Like, my desk is a mess. I haven't run my autoresponder yet. Like, I'm telling you, I am behind on everything. So today we're going to talk about, I haven't made money. So who will join me? And my upline is actually watching me. Kayla, I can see you. And this was how I kind of got started in the business. So her and I kind of started together, but she was always making a little bit more than me. So when I first started in the business, I would use whatever her income was. Like, I am on track to make $200 a month, even if I hadn't made it to $200 a month. And I think I talked about this yesterday, but the most important part of with other people, hang on, my freaking alarm's gonna go off every 15 freaking minutes. I don't know why, like when I hit stop on my alarm, maybe I'm hitting snooze. I don't need it to go off every 2 minutes after that. Sorry. But it's the most important part when you're having a conversation, talking about someone's potential, and we can't over exaggerate our potential. Like, are people making $100,000 a month on my team who I know myself? Yes. Am I allowed to say that to, and I said 100,000 a month. Am I allowed to say that to a prospect? No. So the Federal Trade Commission determines what we can say to somebody. And when I'm making $100,000 a month, which I will be, there's that certainty, I can't say that either, except for in a direct message. I can't splash this all over the place. I can't be like, I'm making $1 million a year. I can't say that because the Federal Trade Commission says, you're not supposed to tell people that they can make money like that because not everybody does. Only the top 1%. Well, yeah, only the top 1% of the world are billionaires too. But they say it and it's listed. So just be careful and stay compliant. But when you're having a direct conversation, so this is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about posting. Every single one of you has a compliance regulation that says you cannot make income claims. You can't. In our company, we can say $250 a month publicly. That's it. I mean, and for some people, $250 a month, like for free from their phone, that's amazing. Like, that is a car payment, or that is your kids, part of your kids' daycare. I say part. That is school lunch. That is your phone bill. Like, that's a big deal. Okay, so that's nothing to sneeze at all. Most of the people who join social media or who join a network marketing company will never make $250 a month because they aren't going to work their business. But if you put in just a little bit of work and you have somebody helping you, you can make $250 a month. Everybody can. They just don't work. So that's the difference. But when you are recruiting, it's the certainty. So first of all, if you tell yourself the story, no one's going to join me because I haven't really made that much yet, then guess what? No one's going to join you. So that's the first thing you have to do. Between your ears, you have to say, I'm going to grow a team. I'm going to help my team earn. My team and I are going to earn together. You think I'm crazy? I didn't get here by not writing that as if. And when I first started, I wrote out my volume goals every single day in my shower. So in the midst of the shower, I would write out how much volume that I wanted to make by the end of the month. And it was more than I could have ever imagined. And now I make that by week 1. And so now I'm writing out how many I want on my team, how many leaders on my team, not sellers, but leaders on my team. And I'm writing their names down. And then I'm leaving 2 spots because I'm looking for 2 more to add to that. So, and I'm writing it down every day. And I don't write it like, I don't think I'll have 2 more leaders. I write it as if I'm getting those leaders. So it's the certainty which comes from the mindset. So when you are having a conversation with somebody, pick a number that you are certain about. And the easiest thing to do is choose a number that your upline is doing. So my upline makes so much money. She's top 1%. I can't use her dollars. If I told you how much money she makes per month, you would not believe me. So I can't really use that one. So the good news is I can pick any number between that and down to what I'm actually making. And it's true because I am on track to make what she's making. I didn't say tomorrow. I didn't say in 3 years, but I am on track to making the money that she's making. She's been doing it for 10 years. I've been doing a lot less. So I am on track to make insert number here. And for me, I always doubled it. So when I was making $200, I would say I'm on track to make $500 a month with certainty. I hope to make $500 a month. Well, I'm trying to make $500 a month, or it would be nice to make $500 a month. You're never going to make $500 a month saying that. I'm on track to make $500 a month. That's exactly what you say. And anybody who's already been in direct sales, they're going to ask, like, how much money are you making? How much money is it costing you? How much money did you spend last month? And how much money did you make? I love that conversation because it's 0 and a lot. So, and I can have that conversation in Messenger. So I tell them the dollar amount. I mean, I'll even send them a screenshot sometimes of here are my last checks for the whole last year. Do you want to talk? So you can do that in direct message. You can't do that publicly. You can't do that. So the certainty. I am on track to make whatever the number is. So if you made $20 last month, say 100. If you made $100 last month, say 250. If you made 250, say 500. If you made 500, say 1,000. If you made 1,000, say 2. If you made 2,000, say 4. If you made 4,000, say 8. And if you made 8,000, say 16. And say it with certainty because your upline is making more than that. And you were working directly with her. And if your upline isn't making twice what you're making, then you need to be working with another upline. You want to be working with the highest upline that you can work with who's making the money that you want to make. So if you want to make 7 figures a year, you need to be working with somebody who's making that money. Not every direct sales company gives you access to these people. I am blessed that I work with 2 top 1% earners. They're making that money that I just said. And so they can show me how to do the same thing. Are we going to all make it at the same speed? No. Are we going to all make it exactly the same way? No. But I know for sure both of them are making that money today, right now. And so they're the only ones who can show me how to do it. So my upline, who I love, Kayla, she does not coach me because we're making the same money. So if I want to make more money than what I'm making, I have to be coached by somebody who's making more. So make sure you are locking arms with the person who is already making the money that you want to make. And that's the person you need to talk to daily. That's the person who you want to send your DMO to. So you're tracking your DMO, you're writing down, this is how much time I've spent working my business, and you're sending that to them every day. You're holding yourself accountable. Monday through Friday. This is what I did. This is what I did. This is what I did. Hold me accountable. I am not going to not do my business because I have to turn around and give it to somebody who's making 7 figures. Hold me accountable. Hold me accountable. Whatever you're tracking, if you're tracking business asks, you send that to her every day. If you're tracking your whole DMO because you're trying to figure out where you need a tweak, send that. If you're tracking how many friends you added, send that. If you're tracking how many customers you talk to, how many sales, like whatever you guys are focused on changing in the next week or 2 during the period which you're going to track and then go back and have an accountability call to see if you need to make changes, then you send that to that person. And with certainty, because you are working with somebody who is making that money, so you're not making it up. You're not like, oh yeah, I'm going to make $1 million a year. And then the person that you're talking to is making, $452 a month. No. How will you make $1 million a year if you're not working with anybody who is making that much money? So with certainty, say that you are on track to do whatever your upline is doing. And if that number is a ridiculous number, like my uplines is, then you just bring it down some notches. Because I'm telling you, if I told you I'm on track to make what she's making, y'all wouldn't believe me. But I believe because I know her and I talk to her every day and I know her upline who's making even more than that. Actually, the top earner in North America. I work with her too. So make sure that you're connected with somebody who's making more money. Make sure with certainty you are saying, and I don't say this unless they ask. I'm not like, I'm making this much money per month, unless they ask, which a lot of them do. If they're in direct sales before, and if somebody approaches me, I say, how much money did you spend last month on app fees and kits or whatever you had to join or your per month fee, or, it's $450 to sign up and then it's only $9.99, for passive income. That's not passive income. That's passive outcome. Like, it's not passive income if you're paying every month. It's not. You are paying to get paid. Anyway, so I want to know, how much money did you spend? Do you have to spend per month? How much did you actually make last month after you paid those expenses? So, if you're making money and it's costing you some money, great, not a big deal. But if you're not making any money because it's costing you that much money and you still haven't made a positive income, then that's not a business plan I want to look at. I don't want to look at anybody's business plan at this point. I'm not recruitable, but when I was looking for business plans, I wanted to know, well, how much money did you make? And it's fine if she's like, well, I just got started. Well, great. How much money did your upline make? How much money does the person that you spend every day with make? Because I don't want to join your team unless I have access to somebody making the money that I want to make. And that's how I have been able to grow, is because I am working with somebody. So the certainty is that, maybe you don't believe that they want to partner with you, but they want to partner with her. They want a chance to partner with her. So when I talk about my opportunity, I'm like, if you don't have 2 top 1% 7-figure a year earners working directly with you, and I'm not talking about in a freaking video call, I'm talking about I call, I text, I see in person several times a year, I have access. And those people work with my team. Not everybody on my team, but the ones who want it, they work directly with. So partner with me, because I'm certain that we can help you make whatever money you want, because I have access to people making all the money all the way up to the top. So there's not going to be a cap where I'm like, oh, we don't have anybody making that much more, that much money. Like I can't let you talk to, or in my company, you can't talk to the top 1% earner because she doesn't actually talk to people on the phone. Like, you want to be certain. So that's the certainty. Not that you're making that much money, but that you know that the person who's helping you earn is making that much money. And then that's the certainty. So if you don't believe that they want to partner with you, believe that they want to partner with that person. Believe that they would cut their own arm off to be able to have direct access to somebody like that. That's the certainty. That's the, I'm telling you, you don't want to be on somebody else's team. This is the spot, and here's why. It's that certainty. And you don't have to be making a lot of money to have that kind of certainty if you are partnered in the right organization with the right kind of one-on-one coaching, and you can say that. If you can't say that, then you need to find something else that you can get certain about. Can you be certain to help them to make as much money as you're making? Because then you can be certain about that. It's the certainty that you have to have in order to recruit. And let me tell you, I was recruiting people on month 1 when I was literally just selling one product, whitening toothpaste, and I was making just, I think that first month I made $500. I was recruiting then. I'm a single mom. I just made $500 extra. It didn't cost me a dime. Do you want to do this? And so I was recruiting immediately because I was making money immediately. And I was like, even if it's $20, hey, I just put gas in my car for free or whatever. If it costs you something, you leave that part out. I just put gas in my car. Didn't have to get out of my pajamas. I did it on the phone. I got to tell you about this. Like, I know you're in my same spot. I don't know if an extra $100 a month would help you, but that's what I'm making, and I wanted to help you. So it's the certainty that you have where you can tell somebody if they're willing to work, which means come back to you, ask you what's the next step. I want to make more money. I made $10. How can I make 20? I made 20. How can I make 40? I made 40. How can I make 80? I made 80. How can I make 160? How can I make 320? How can I make 640? How can I make 1,280? Like, when they're coming to you asking, that's working, that's the work, is I'm going to chase this person down and make sure she tells me how to double my money. If they do that, you can help them. Now, if they say, oh, I put up a post and no one liked or commented, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, no, you can't help that person make money. But you're certain that if they are willing to work, you can help them make the money that you are making. And then if you are connected to an upline, you're certain that that upline can help them make the money that they're making. So it's the certainty. And it is the, listen, we're all big organizations, and every day almost I hear from somebody else who's also partnered with my same company but on another team, wishing they weren't, because you can't join my team if you're already on another team, and so I can't help you. So make sure you are certain about, yeah, I know your sister's mother-in-law sells it, but is she this, this, and this? And I've done this before in another direct sales company where I was like, I come with all of this and I can help you. Yeah, but he's the first person I talked to about the business. And I'm like, this is a business. It's not personal. If you join with him, is he going to be able to do that for you? Because this is what I'm prepared to do for you. And he joined with him and he didn't do anything, but that didn't shake out. So totally fine. But make sure you are certain. Make sure that person knows that if they are passing you and your team and what you have to offer up, that it's going to be a mistake, that this is the best place for them to grow and build wealth. And it's not because of the product and it's not because of the company. It's because of you and what you have in your certainty and the connections that you have in your direct organization. Be certain. Be certain so that they think, or that you instill that questionable doubt of, ooh, if I go with somebody else, am I going to regret it? That's where you want them to leave. You want them to leave, and you can't have somebody leaving feeling that way if you are not certain. If you're like, well, I haven't really made that much money yet, and blah, 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 and I don't know, and I'm just still learning myself, blah, 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 that's not certain. And anybody who really is hungry for wealth, like I was like, I want to make 7 figures in this business, and I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to partner with the right people in the right company, and I'm going to keep going until I do. If you have somebody hungry for wealth, they're not going to join, oh, I don't know, I haven't really made a lot more money, but I'm really not working my business. I mean, I'm supposed to do this and I just don't. And my life is so hectic and I just got a lot on my plate. That's my favorite. I just have a lot on my plate. Single mama 3, working 2 full-time jobs, no child support, the worst divorce that she's ever gone through. I lost 30 pounds. I got a lot on my plate. I laugh when I hear that. When do you want to take crap off your plate? Because working a business like this is hell. So you have to get certain. You have to get certain. So when you have that certainty, people will join you. Do not overinflate your income. Do not promise the world, I know if you work like I did, I can help you make this much money. That's what I say. If you work like I did, and here's how much time I put into it when I started, here's how much time I put into it now. And here's where I started, and here's where I've grown, and here's where I'm going. I'm always talking about, but this is where I'm going. I'm always on the way to something way bigger, because today, I might not think it's worth it to do this many hours for this much money. But to do this many hours for that much money, I'm not putting in more hours, but that much money's on the way, 100% it's worth it. And I can only get there if I do the work today, right? So the certainty, that's it. What story do you need to tell yourself to have the level of certainty to talk to somebody and do a voice message, at least, so that they leave the call thinking, if I don't join her, I might regret it. Just have that conversation in your head. What level of certainty do I have to have where I'm looking at somebody, and believe me, I ask 10 people about my business a day. I am looking at a lot of people being like, okay, good luck for the new year. Like, okay. And when I come back to you in 6 months or a year, it's going to be painful. I mean, sometimes I come back to people from 2017 and I'm like, oh, I sent you a screenshot saying I made $423 last month and now I've multiplied that by a lot. How bad do I wish you would have joined me then? Holy crap. But that's okay. Everybody will come to you in their season, and I'm excitedly telling them, I don't want you to regret not jumping in now. I don't. I hear it all the time. I wish I had started with you when you started. But you can always make money today. So the certainty, that's it. And I didn't have certainty when I started, so I leaned on my upline certainty. If she can do it, so can I. And then I leaned on hers, and I leaned on the certainty of the person who had more and was making more until I could lean on my own. And then you just act as if, and then you become, because you're not going to become the person that you want to be to attract the people that you need until you start acting like that person. And I'm talking to myself here because as my freaking laundry isn't done and I don't have my freaking face together, I'm acting as if, I think if you're making $1 million a year, are you up and dressed and working your business with your freaking bed made? I'm thinking probably most days. So I'm talking to myself when I say act as if you are the person you want to be so that you can attract the people that you want to attract to your team. You have to be that person first before they will come. And you have to ask. So make out a list. What is the person who I want to be doing every day? What is she thinking? What is she saying? What is she reading? What is she watching or not watching on Netflix? What is she saying yes to? What is she saying no to? Become very certain that that's the person you are on the way to be, and that's the money that you are on the way to make. Be very certain about that. It's a decision. There is going to be no evidence that any of that is going to happen. You should be looking around like, I don't see any way that this could happen, but you still do it. And you still go through the plan and you still do the actions because you are certain that it will come if you don't stop, even though you don't see any evidence. And I can tell you that works because I said on social media, look who's going to Mexico again, all expenses paid. And when I put it up, I felt like a fraud. And when I put it up, my brain said, there's no effing way you're going to earn that trip. I was so far away in points. In the way that I was creating my team, I wasn't even earning more points because I was literally giving those points to my downline, handing them points, and just not doing it in a way that was going to benefit me. I was benefiting them, but I still did it. I still did the things. I didn't stop, and I earned that trip. So when I'm telling you, act as if, do the things as if, become so freaking certain that you're going to have what you want. And then you can recruit to your team even before you have it. So now I am making the money, but I've been doing this for 6 years and I was recruiting the entire time. So let me know if you have any questions about that. I would like to hear down below what story you have to tell yourself, what's your new story going to be so that you are certain. You are certain. I don't know why I keep saying certain like it's a past tense, but you are certain that you will be able to help somebody make the money that you've made or that the money you're on the way to make. What's the story you're going to tell yourself? Let's hear it down below. I would love to hear that. And I will be back tomorrow and Thursday to catch up, and then we'll be all caught up. And I'm still looking for topics for February. I have nothing. So those of you guys who know me, if we've chatted, what would you like to hear about that I have not talked about yet? Because I'm going to talk some more about some more social media hacks. I found some other good ones, so I have some on the list. But let me know what you need to hear about so I can make some content for February.